I think the Sony Xperia 1 Mark IV heating issues might finally be resolved. So it's had a lot of operating system updates, a lot of patches, but you've probably seen some of my other videos, especially if you've been checking out the Xperia 1 Mark IV. I made mention several times. I made several specific videos because my Xperia 1 Mark IV was overheating a lot. Now, placing in context, I live here in Southeast Texas. I'm in Houston, well over 100 degrees during the summer, and the heat index like over 120. It gets really hot. And there were instances where I was even just shooting some photos for a few minutes and it was overheating and like the app would crash. Or I was shooting some video for less than a minute in several instances and it just like the camera crashed. It was overheating like hardcore. And that's because it has a Snapdragon 8 Generation 1 in it. And you can see here, it's a very, very thin phone. Very thin, very compact, and beautiful design. I said this is my favorite phone of last year. I love the Xperia 1 Mark IV. I love the Xperia 1 Mark III, and I was so happy to get this one because it has like the continuous zoom, it has the amazing cameras. I love it, but it was driving me crazy because of the heating issues. And I went out today. I went out to my son's soccer game. I mean, it was like 69, 72 degrees, nice breeze outside. I was shooting video continuously for like a long time. I was taking lots of photos. I took so many photos, so many video clips. It didn't even get warm. So that makes me think that there's probably been some significant improvement there. I haven't used this for a couple of months because I've been using all the other new phones that have come out. You know, the Pixel 7 Pro, the S23 Ultra, the OnePlus 11, the iPhone 14 Plus. Like, I bounce around. I use a lot of phones. So I'm glad I finally came back this one. I actually took my SIM card out of my S23 Ultra. It's in this one right now. So that's a big hurdle. If anything, that tells you how much I love this phone. I love the Xperia 1 Mark IV, and I was so happy today. It was surprising. Like, I was worried. I wanted to test it out. I was worried that I was going to go out and try to take photos of my son at his soccer game, and I was going to have problems. Not a single problem, not a hiccup, not a glitch. It ran flawlessly, and it didn't warm up at all. And it wasn't like, okay, it got kind of warm and it got kind of hot, and I was worried that it was going to crash, it was going to have overheating issues, but yeah, maybe it'll be a different story this fall or this summer once we get around to there. Maybe once it gets to 100 degrees, it'll have that problem happen again. But here at about nominal 70 degrees, high humidity, a little bit of a breeze going on. Well, kind of a strong breeze, but either way, out taking photos at the soccer field, shooting continuous video for like on and off for 20, 30 minutes. Not one issue. Like, I didn't even feel any heat. And of course, I had the case on it, but I checked it. And I was like, this is really surprising because normally, like my Xperia 1 Mark IV of yesteryear, quite literally yesteryear, last year, during the summer and the fall, this sucker, I couldn't take it. I mean, I made videos saying, I will not take this phone out to go take photos and do video of my son's football game because it can't handle it. Like, the sucker would overheat aggressively, like hardcore, and it would just, the camera app would crash. It was unreliable. So, happy to report that I didn't have any issues, and that leads me to believe maybe they've done some significant fixing here. It seems like probably when the camera app is on, they've done some serious throttling. I don't know what they've done because quite naturally, the Snapdragon 8 Generation 1 that's in here, the same one that's in the S22 Ultra, the same one that's in like the OnePlus 10 series phones this last year, it was in a lot of devices. And the common theme in all those devices was heat. I mean, it was such an issue that Samsung was like throttling the phones so much to counteract it, and so was OnePlus. They were seriously heavily throttling the phones. Well, along comes the Sony Xperia 1 Mark IV. I don't know how much it was throttled, but yeah, it was having some serious heat issues, and like especially playing games. I haven't tested it playing games. I'll probably do that next, but I would try to play a game of Apex, and it would get so hot it would almost burn my hands. It felt so hot. So hopefully that's changed. But the big moral of the story is the reason you want to buy this is for the camera. So you can take photos, so you can take videos and all that stuff. And the last thing you want is having a phone that retails for $1,600 freezing up on you when you're just trying to shoot some simple video clips and photos in like just normal like spring, early summer weather. Like, it wasn't even 100 degrees when I was having it overheat. It was like 90. And there's a lot of places all over the world it gets 90 degrees. So I just wanted to come back. I think it's significantly better than what it was. And maybe they've removed some of the heat limit stuff as well. But it seems like, based off my experience and the lengthy amount of time I was shooting today, like I said, I fully expected to have some issues. I had a second phone. I had my iPhone as a backup. I wanted to test it out. I was very, very happy, very surprised with that to see that it was significantly improved. And like I said, it didn't really warm up at all. Like I didn't even notice any heat. And I took probably 100 pictures. I probably took like 5, 6, 7 minutes of different video clips here and there, like over a minute, over 2 minute video clips. So that gives me a lot more confidence inside, and it makes me a lot happier because I really do love this phone. And I know that was kind of contradictory because I said it was like the worst phone of last year, because the biggest thing with this phone is the multimedia stuff. Like it's a content creator's phone. It's an enthusiast. It's like a semi, like almost professional level camera and a phone experience. You're paying $1,700. That's a crap ton of money. Like that's a whole lot of money to be spending on a phone and all these great camera features, which would lock up because the camera would overheat so quickly. So I said it was like the bust of the year because of that. But I said it was also my favorite phone of the year. So it's like, that can sound kind of contradictory, but like, I love the phone. The camera stuff gave me a headache, but going out now, using it, it was so refreshing being able to go out there for my entire hour-long soccer game for my son, use my Xperia 1 Mark IV, and have a great experience doing it. So that's all I got in this video. Going to go ahead and wrap this one up. If you have any questions or comments, if you've got the phone, if you've noticed improvements, and I've had a lot of folks that told me that it does seem to be a lot better over the last couple of months. This is the first time I've really gone back to check and verify it and see from my own personal experience. It's not the same as this summer, but I can only imagine with how it was handling it today that it would definitely handle it a lot better this summer. So that's all I got. Have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, your own experiences, please go to the comment section. We can talk about it. If you enjoyed the video, if you found this helpful, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.